Does anyone else in their late 30s, early 40s remember Toxic Crusaders? I think I have a vague recollection of an episode that somehow found its way onto a dodgily taped VHS of Captain Planet cartoons. It followed the early 90s trend of environmentally aware TV shows and games, like the aforementioned Captain Planet and the Planeteers, Swamp Thing, and of course Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Retrospectively, it looks like the sort of thing I would have quite enjoyed as a kid had I given it time. It never made it to the UK as far as I know, and the only memory that I have of it is that it was taped over the second half of one of my Planeteers episodes. Young Dee Dee was a grumpy little sausage if you interrupted his cartoons, I tell you now. You get a choice of all 5 Crusaders. Toxie was the main guy from the cartoon, a weedy janitor called Melvin Junko who got mutated by toxic rain into this incredibly hulky monster. Not at all a ripoff. You can play as this moose-headed guy called No Zone who, with the most prominent proboscis, defeats enemies by sneezing on them. You can also choose Major Disaster, Headbanger, who has 2 heads, and Junkyard. Your aim is to defeat the cockroach-like aliens Dr. Killamoff and Tsar Zoster, who've come from the planet Smogula to infest Earth with a more toxic environment, so that they can come and take over. Whomever you pick doesn't really matter. Their attacks might look different, but they're just swapped out sprites with identical patterns and hitboxes. What we're presented with is the action game, quote-unquote, with probably the least amount of action you could think of. You literally just walk from left to right, shooting at things walking towards you from either direction. The path might go up a little bit, down a little bit, whatever, but there's nothing else. The solitary sound effect is just as boring, a pathetic pfft that plays when you or an enemy takes damage. It's the same sound, which leads to some ambiguity as to whether it's you or the bad guy getting hit. After each level, you can choose a different character, and the one you just controlled will sit on the bench. They don't regain any health, though. The only way to do this is to collect these atoms or cans of nuclear waste. Should a character die, they're gone for the rest of the game. This is exceptionally annoying by level 2, with some terribly irresponsive jumping making for really frustrating platforming sections. The enemies don't stop coming, meaning you'll need to shoot one guy in front of you, one behind, then edge forward a few steps and do it again, literally creeping to the end of some levels. There are some bosses, but they are equally as boring. A rat that just runs left and right, a fat guy who just runs with his fist out, or other equally uninspired nonsense. The screens after each one have some of the corniest dialogue you'd see anywhere. I know it was the done thing back then with these cartoons, but this is ridiculous. Some of the later levels start to incorporate more platforming, but it's not done well. Too many moving platforms that seemingly go nowhere, too many blind jumps that result in cheap deaths or being attacked by an unseen enemy. Now, Toxic Crusaders isn't as bad as Swamp Thing that we'll see really soon in this series, but it's not far off. At least the music is pretty good, I guess.